Oh my God, it's Dawn Lintern, star of Das Fluff, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing post-punk electro filth band that recently played at Merlin's Berlin. Hi Dawn. Take a seat, take a seat. Let's have a cup of tea. Viewers, Dawn has given me the new Das Fluff album.
It's actually, yeah, I guess it's the latest album, because I'm currently mixing the new one.
It's not the new one.
It's actually the third Das Fluff album.
Wow. Look at this. The album, ladies and gentlemen, is called Flower with Knife. So we have the knife, and we thought just for the benefit of this video, we would put a flower there. It's vinyl, viewers, which is insanely exciting. I hope we're not going to cut the record.
That's expertly done.
Wow. Who's your stylist? I'm not being sarcastic. Dawn makes these fantastic videos and you always look just very, very good, and also very, just such a statement you make in your videos.
I think it's just years of obsessive shopping in vintage shops and and charity shops, and you know, being on stage is just such a brilliant excuse to do that. And I sort of alter things and make things, but it's quite hard work, as you probably know, just finding interesting things. And this dress, for example, which is my current favourite thing, I found in a little shop in Hanoi when we were on tour.
Oh, cool.
And it was just hanging there looking completely inappropriate in that shop, because everything else was quite normal. And then I found this, and then it actually fit me, which is amazing, because obviously people in Hanoi are quite little.
Oh, it's fantastic. And also, I mean, videos are a great excuse for dressing up.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the video where you are going through a kind of like a sort of urban dystopian landscape, and there's fire going through the air and through the gates? What's that one's called? That's
called Rage.
Rage.
And that was shot in Hong Kong.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I was sort of wandering around the streets of Hong Kong wearing a ridiculous, kind of almost like a Lena Lovitch style dress.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
And I think in real life I don't know what is real life. I feel more comfortable actually on stage than I do in the real world. That's
this thing about introverts who then get onto the stage.
Yeah.
But I think also with you, it's more than just scary. Your persona. There's something melancholy there as well, I think, and there's something quite powerful about it as well. The Rage one is very powerful.
I mean, there is. I don't know why, and I have no justification for it. But there is a lot of rage and melancholia inside me, and I don't know why. But I think that's why I write songs.
Yeah. So the stage is in some ways a safe space, isn't it? People think it's a scary space, but there's
nowhere I would rather be than on stage.
Because you can be anything you want to be on the stage, I think. In some ways you seem confrontational, but it is a kind of confrontation that people love, that people enjoy.
Some people do. Some people, if I go into the audience, some people will just make a wide berth, or they'll just, you know. But I love the challenge of finding someone who looks like they're not going to play ball with me. I like that challenge.
Yes.
And I much prefer to make contact with the audience if I don't know them, with strangers. You know, I don't really like. There's no point in doing this thing with friends.
Yes.
I like to take strangers by surprise.
Yes.
When we were on tour, when we were in Thailand, and you know, someone was on his phone.
Oh my God!
Sitting down at
the side. Das Fluff gig.
Yeah. So I took his phone from him and I put it on the floor in front of the stage, and he pretty much crawled on his hands and knees to get his phone back.
Okay, but you didn't stamp on it.
I didn't. No. I mean, I tried to still be respectful and not you know, cross the line.
Yeah.
and I kind of like flirting with people as well.
You do?
With women as well.
Yes.
And you know, that's something I've never done before. And it's kind of flirting, but I just feel so much appreciation and so much love for people who are enjoying the performance.
Yeah.
And it's a way of showing them how I feel.
Well, back to your current vinyl record. Let's just enjoy this. Wow. The feel of fresh vinyl, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not quite the same as a CD or a download, is it?
It is not quite the same. This has never been played.
It smells of Chanel.
It smells of Chanel. It's all white and black with a little splash of gold. Perfect. I shall look forward to that very much. So, okay. The viewers want to know. They want to hear us talking about music. I think post-punk. What I want to ask you is, I'm not going to ask you which decade you grew up in because that's a rude question for a lady. But do you have favourites in the actual punk rock era, the original punk rock era? Do you have like idols and people who you refer to?
There are lots of bands who I think are important rather than are idols in terms of punk. And I remember the stir punk caused.
Yes.
And that was it did feel very, very dangerous and very exciting. And I think we describe Dust Fluff as post-punk electro filth, for want of a better term, really. You know, how can you possibly give something a genre when every song is quite different? So I think maybe the term is misleading.
Yes.
But I think people like Pill and The Fall are really important. They're not my favourite bands, but they've made an impact.
Sometimes when I listen to your material, I think of Susie and the Banshees. I mean, really, I think of Susie.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm flattered because I think she's amazing. And I do love her voice. I do get a little bit touchy at being compared to 80s music, because although it has completely informed me and it's part of my being, and a lot of my favourite music is 80s, I don't want to be creating something which is retro.
Sure.
So I've got really mixed feelings about that.
Yeah. Well, people will say that I remind them of David Bowie, and I hate that.
You hate that?
I hate that.
I'm sure you don't.
I do. I hate that. I'm totally over David Bowie. I'm cross with him.
What, for dying?
Yeah, no, not for dying, but for fucking up and everything. You know, like he did. And I had a friend in England.
What, you mean after Scary Monsters?
Yeah, exactly. Like all those years of like boring stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I feel the same. I mean, he remains my top man. But yeah, I stopped. I mean, I used to obsessively listen to David Bowie, and then after Scary Monsters, I couldn't bear it, you know. And the sad thing is, you hear that stuff now. You hear things from, you know, Let's Dance. You say, oh my god, this is quite good. And at the time, I thought, oh, this is just painfully awful.
But they got worse and worse, didn't they?
Well, I couldn't actually bring myself to listen anymore. And then when he came out with The Next Day, that was a relief. Yeah. Then he bloody died.
Then he died, yeah. Is The Next Day any good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I listened to it and I quite like the textures of it, and I thought he was mumbling his words, which annoys me. You know, I think you should have, if you're a singer-songwriter, you should have words and let the kids hear them.
Yeah.
But
I mean, how could you really compete with? Well, how can you up your game if you've made something like Hunky Dory or Ziggy Stardust? How can you possibly
Oh, we could talk about this for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you now have 2 of you in England and 2 of you in Berlin, or is it just 1 in England and 3 of you in Berlin?
There are 3 of us in Berlin.
In Berlin, okay.
And we recently started playing with a very old friend of mine. We used to be in bands together when we were in our 20s and when we were in our 40s, and now we're playing together again. I must say that you were such an amazing person to do a show with, because you were so thoughtful and put so much work and thought into everything you did, and it was so brilliantly organised, and that was
it's a team,
a joy.
It's a team.
Yeah, I see that, but you're very much overseeing everything, and you've got these obviously brilliant people around you, which it's hard work finding those people.
It's a pleasure.
Anyway.
Now it might not fit, but I thought if it doesn't fit, you can just like take a pair of scissors to it and make it fit.
Oh my goodness!
Safe.
It's really heavy as well.
It's really heavy. Yeah. Imagine the whole bridal dress made of that stuff.
That's amazing.
It's just. I think it's just if I was the front person of Das Fluff, I would probably wear that.
That's really lovely. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Which way is pop music or modern music going to go? Can you answer that question? Is it going to go? Are you hyperventilating?
I'm kind of hoping that it will move away from this fashion for the way that women sing. I can't really begin to describe it.
Through the nose, you mean?
They kind of don't really open their mouths, and they do all this kind of glottal stuff, and I mean it makes me feel violent when I hear it. But it's interesting because there are actually lots of women in popular music at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think back in the 90s it was so male dominated, and it was all kind of blokey guitar bands. Yeah. So in a way I'm happy that women seem to have more of a voice now, but what a fucking awful voice they have.
Just the wrong voice, right? But ladies and gentlemen, the correct way of singing is available for you to enjoy on vinyl.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching me, Merlin Dietrich, on the Merlin Dietrich channel, and Dawn Lintern, the amazing singer-songwriter and frontperson of Das Fluff, one of my favourite bands. Dawn, thank you very much.
You did say we were the best band in the world. I don't know if you were.
Did I say
you were
that?
lying. Oh, you didn't mean
it.
it.
Best band in the world. What? Yeah, you are the best band in the world that I know of. The best band in the world that is currently playing. Yes, you are. There, I've said it. Come again onto my show anytime.
Oh dear.
Thank you, Dawn.
Sorry, I find it really hard not to swear as well.
Did you nearly swear then?
I swore a few times.
Oh.